Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the e-commerce lab by Ecomcy, the place of everything related to Amazon FBA private label and e-commerce. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, founder and CEO of Ecomcy, and today we bring you another special guest. His name is Aaron Cordovez, and he's actually the founder and CEO of Samurai Seller, which is one of the top software companies out there when it comes to Amazon PPC. And actually, he's also an eight-figure seller. So I'm very excited to have Aaron today on board because we're going to be covering everything that you have to consider when it comes to jumping on Amazon 2024. We have seen the market changing a lot the last couple of years, specifically the last couple of months with all the fees and so on. So I'm sure Aaron is going to be dropping a few bombs on today's episode. So yes, Aaron, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for being on the show, man. How you doing?
Awesome, brother. Fantastic. Excellent. Now, good to be with you here. And, it's always good to talk with los paisanos,
Exacto.
from Venezuela.
Yes.
And it means a person like your brother, from the same land.
Same, bro.
And yeah, man. And by the way, I'm open about my brand. So, you could say Zulay Kitchen. It's not a problem. We did
Awesome.
Zulay Kitchen itself did over 80 million in sales last year,
Wow, congrats.
which was pretty cool. And we've been growing. So I'm ready to talk about whatever.
Man, so proud of you, man. Yeah, I know when I knew you were from Venezuela as well, I said, finally, man, another guy from Venezuela is also on the space. We can talk a little bit of Spanish here. So let's talk a little bit with your story, man, because it's so inspiring, and I'm sure people listening and watching this episode might be wondering, how you got started as an Amazon seller. So yeah, tell me a little bit about that. How you jump into Amazon in the first place?
So for me, I'll tell you my life. My wife wanted to have babies, okay? And I was not ready for babies, man. I don't know, I'm a little kid, bro. I was, 23 or 24.
Yeah.
And like I'm broke. I got no money. I don't know, man. I just want to go home and play some video games, bro. Like, I don't know.
Exactly.
I want to watch the movies. I want to, like, I don't know, man. Like working and like, I don't know. I basically somehow along my life decided that I was not responsible enough or I needed to be rich one day to have babies. And honestly, my wife talked to me and she said, like, no, like, let's have babies. And it's very convincing, you have like,
Let's do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. Yeah. No, but I was really extremely scared. And she eventually convinced me she got my mom involved in the conversation. And my mom,
Smart.
And it's funny because my mom is very direct, right? My mom's her name is Zulay. It's actually the Zulay Kitchen is named after her.
Wow.
And so
okay.
My wife's been telling me to have babies for a few months. And I was like, no way. We're broke. I don't even have a job. Like, what's happening? She was supporting me and she was literally supporting me. She doesn't want the job. And I was at home doing nothing. So my mom came to me and she said, like, so your wife wants to have a baby. Like, what do you have to say? And I said, I'm not ready. I'm broke. This. And my mom says, what is the worst thing that could happen?
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, that we're living under a bridge, that my baby's like eating dirt, that I can't feed them. They starve and I starve and we all starve and we all die under the bridge or something. I was really thinking if I had a baby, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have enough food and I don't know, maybe we wouldn't pay rent. So she said, okay, listen, if you get to that point ever, I will buy your ticket to fly here and you can live in my house.
Wow.
And I will feed the baby and the baby will not starve because I will take care of that baby.
Wow.
If we ever get there. And I said, wow. Okay.
I need to have a baby.
Thank you, Mom. Right. And then and then she said, okay, is there any other reason you don't want to have a baby? And I go, no, that was it.
That's it. Now I can't. Wow.
So then my wife Whitney, she goes, okay, like let's roll. So anyway, we went to try to have babies, and we had she got pregnant 2-3 months later.
Wow.
And, she's pregnant with her first child, and I go like, okay, I need it. Like I went and got a job, had a job, but then I realized too, I'm making like, how is she? We have no money now to support the babysitter or the daycare, and I don't know. So I decided that I had to become more of a role model, more of somebody. I now am in charge of an entire human being's life. Okay, the baby that she got pregnant with is Luna. That's my oldest daughter, And, I realized her life will be good or not good almost directly in my responsibility. Like, I'm in charge of an entire human being. And that's part of what I was scared of, is like, if I mess up, like, I'm not messing up just myself. I can mess up myself, but messing up someone else is like a lot of a harder pill to swallow. So I said, okay. So anyway, eventually I figured out how to make more money, which is going to programming. I did a programming school. That was the whole story. We'll kind of skip it because it's not that Amazon related, but it was amazing. And then I was starting to make six figures. I was making over $100,000 a year after I got my programming job from nothing, from $20 an hour to like $56 an hour. And that was amazing. That took 5 months. That was incredible. And then I was now, the baby's born, Luna. And I realized, like, there's so many expenses. My wife is not working. There's so much things I want to do, and I don't have enough. Like, I have to make more. And around that time, a friend of mine sold me the Amazing Selling Machine course. And at that time, that was the only course available. Those were the pros. Like, on that course, at that time, that's all you needed to know to get started, because just getting live on Amazon at that time was enough to get you some sort of sales, right?
Yeah,
like, you do the same exact strategy, then you do it now, you probably won't make any sales. So, but at that time, it was fantastic. I got sold the course. I said, let's go. And my goal was starting to sell on Amazon was to make $500 a month, maybe $1,000 a month. Just if I could pay for private school for my daughter with Amazon, that would be amazing. And I said, realistically, look, the course cost me $4,000 because it was $5,000, but I made my buddy refund me $1,000 because he made $2,500 on an affiliate program. I said, you give me $1,000 and I'll sign up with
that's
you.
smart. Yeah.
So I had $4,000 into the course. I said, if I work at this and I get it to $500 a month, in 1 year, I'll make back my money. And then the next year I'll make $5,000. That's probably a good investment. Just thinking about it logically, like, let's go. We started, and the first product I did was the lemon squeezer, 2-in-1 lemon squeezer, which is still number one on Amazon right now for the manual juicer category.
Wow.
I did a lot of testing on that. I ordered, I want to say, about 24 different samples from like 6 different factories, like 4 models from each one, something like that. I ordered from them, Amazon, the competitors, and I did a crazy test. I'm like, which is the best lemon squeezer? I had a very simple idea, very simple proposition that I said, how would I succeed on Amazon? And that was make a better product that people would be happier to buy mine than the top seller. Because if I do that, marketing will be easier. And in fact, I can have a passion and a purpose to sell my product. Because I know if they buy mine instead of the top seller, I'm doing them a favor. If your product is worse than the top seller and you do good marketing, you've now made a customer's life worse. I didn't want that. So I said, I want to be valuable and I want to have something that is worth it. So I had to test, over 20 different lemon squeezers. And I made a checklist. I did 5 different categories. I said how it was priced, how it looked, how well it squeezed the lemons, how durable it was, and another thing. Whatever.
And let me ask you one quick question. How you came up with this idea in the first place? Why lemon squeezer and not another type of product?
Why? So I did a very simple thing, which now I also teach people now how to sell, and I have a course that's coming out that I've been working on very deeply. And I do a very similar process to what I learned back then from Amazing Selling Machine, which is the first thing you do. Okay. Now they did it one way and I did it a bit different way, but you make a list of like 20 products at least that you have some idea that would be good. It has some volume of sales. There are sellers that are selling well, and you have some sort of idea that it will sell. Now, at that time, there was a range of like BSR. It was very technical. It was like the bestseller rank, which is how much it sells. If the bestseller rank was somewhere between like 500 and 2,000, you could go after it. Now, that's too simplistic of an approach, right? I don't think that's a terrible way of picking a product, but that's the only way that I knew at the time. So that's what I did. And for then it was fine because almost every product was open at that time to sell. And so I just picked, and in fact, mine, the bestseller was like 300 rank. So it fell outside of their kind of category. But I said, I'll actually find a place that I think I can make a difference. So I used those numbers, but I added a piece, which was, I want something where I can stand out. The top 3 products that I chose after the 20. So you get 20, you're bringing down to 3, and then from those 3, you pick 1. So my top 3, one of them was like salad claws, these little bear claws, right? To get the salad. And all of them looked the same, dude. They all looked identical, right? So I go, how do I differentiate? Because it fit the numbers that they wanted. But when I thought, like, how can I be different? Dude, they were all the same. It's like a little piece of plastic. You can make, like, what are you going to do? So I let it go. And then the other product I even forgot, I think it was a grill brush. And they all look kind of similar. The Group Brush, there's more opportunity. It was better. That was probably would be my second choice. And the number one was the Lemon Squeezer. Why? On the Lemon Squeezer, all of the top sellers were different. Okay, there was stainless steel. There's aluminum. There's the enameled one that I had. There's a 2-in-1. There's like the red ones. There's like there was so much variety. And I said, okay, there's a chance to stand out because you're not like there's actually people are not just interested in one type. They like variety. And I thought, okay, I can win in this market because I'm going to find the best one out of all of them and I'll make that one stand out. And that's what I decided. And so that's when I tested all the 24 and I did all the stuff. And I said, this is the best one. And the very best one, in fact, was the cheapest one, believe it or not.
Wow.
The same model I had from like 4 different factories, the 2-in-1.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was one that was charging me like $560 and one that was charging like $250. And I tested them without like a blindfold. Like I didn't know what supplier, which one was what. We labeled it separately with a number or something. My wife helped me. And I put it and I said, this is the best. And I said, damn, this sucks because it's so much better. I know it's going to be the more expensive one. And it was actually the one that was $2.50. So I would never tell someone to go after just the most expensive because sometimes they're just cheating you. They just think you're a new person. You're going to pay the most and they'll make money that way. So I went with that product, man. And it was crazy. I mean, we launched it and that's how we got started to answer your question. And that ended up being the number one bestseller within about a year and a half.
Good. And how the idea came for creating, the whole universe that you have created pretty much in the kitchen space. You have many other products now within your brand. So how you then decide to go down that route? Like you came up with other ideas down the line, or how you came with that initiative to create the brand after that initial lemon press?
There's a philosophy that I believe, which is if something can work once, it can work again. Okay. If you could do something right one time, you could do something right a second time. And it's just math. Like, I mean, if you could do it, you could continue to do it. And so if this lemon squeezer was such a success, why would I stop there? Why would I say, okay, I mean, I could replace my income with just a lemon squeezer and stay the same? No, dude, I'm not in this life to just stay the same as it was last year.
Sure. Exactly.
I want to go to the next level. I want to see what I could do. And I don't know, man. It's almost like a video game, right? It's like there's a leaderboard, there's a rankings. I got number one lemon squeezer on the planet for Amazon. That's like a big deal. I want to do that more. I want to keep getting market share and also delivering good service because people love this lemon squeezer. I would sell it also to my friends, right? Like originally some of my first reviews were people, whoever, people, friends I knew, people from church. And I would be like, hey, buy this lemon squeezer. And I would try to get them to actually buy it. So it wasn't like a problem. And if they wouldn't buy it, then maybe I'd give it to them for free. And at that time, you actually could give product for free for a review. And that was inside Amazon terms of service. But anyway, and these guys would come to me like 2 years later, 3 years later and say, dude, I love this product, right? Like this thing is amazing. I use it every day. And I go, wow. So I found that I could bring value through Amazon. And so I said, okay, let's do more. And so we started the first test and I didn't start with one more. I started with 4 more because I could do 1. So we did 4. And that was, I think, the second year in Christmas time. We launched like in November before Black Friday. And it was literally sold out before Black Friday hit. All the 4 products sold out before Black Friday. It was absolutely crazy. That's when everything like lit up. Like, whoa. Well, actually, first thing, when I sold my first product, I went crazy, dude. When I sold my first lemon squeezer that wasn't like my cousin or my brother or somebody, I was like, oh my God,
something here, man.
Who is this person? Who is this Stephanie? I've never heard of them. That's not my cousin. That's nobody. Like, that was the first time the light bulb went off, right? And then the second light bulb was when we launched the 4 products and they all sold out. And I go, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This could be taken to hundreds, thousands of products, right? And so now we have over 1,000 SKUs in Zulay, and that's like that was the idea. That's when you can do it. Like I don't know, it's possible. Just how somebody wins, and they're in basketball and they win some sort of like local championship, they go, okay, I think I can beat the state championship. You beat the state, then you go to federal and you go like, damn, this isn't too hard. These guys are training just as much as I am. They've been in the game as long as I am. Like there's no special person that has some crazy God-given abilities. We all have God-given abilities. We all are special. We all can do amazing things. And so I said, like, why not go after more and more products?
Yeah. Awesome. And the reason why I actually was asking you that question is because connecting now to the topic, is I strongly believe now more than ever, you really need to have the mindset of creating a brand. Those days of creating just a Me Too product just for some quick cash are over. And you briefly mentioned that at the beginning. So I guess we can start with this initial point, as a conversation in terms of, when people, especially in 2024, now this first month, people are reaching out to you and asking you, what I should do to be successful on Amazon. Will you say that nowadays when people are looking to launch a product on Amazon, should they start thinking about the long-term potential? Like in your case, you started with the lemon squeezer, but then you create a whole ecosystem on a brand, or if not, what would be your approach? Like, I would like to hear your take on this. Like, what would you say the best approach right now?
The very best approach is to first understand that there's I guess 3 aspects, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it started with okay, so there's this thing called like who you are, right? Who you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be, what you're gonna do, and then what you're gonna have. You want a successful business, right? You want to have product that's selling. You want to have a profitable company. Good. What are you gonna have to do for that? You're gonna have to work harder than 1 million people because there's more than 1 million sellers on Amazon. So how are you gonna work harder? How are you gonna be in the top 1%? That means out of 99 people that sell on Amazon, you need to do more than them. But then even more than that, who are you gonna be? Are you going to
Exactly.
be a person who's going to give up easily? Are you going to be a person who's just going to like try and say and blame it on, oh, the wrong product, the wrong time, the wrong economy?
Yeah.
Who you're going to be? And so for me, that started. I'm like, I'm going to be, and in that case, it was a provider. I'm going to be the father. I'm going to be a person who will take this and will figure it out. That is the very
Mm-hmm.
first step. It's like, who are you going to be? And I
Yeah.
took that step and I said, I'm the business owner. I'm responsible. It's not the economy. It's not Jeff Bezos. It's nobody else. Knowing the fact that people can make money on Amazon, that it
Yes.
is being done every single day, that new sellers are being profitable every single day, and that every category has disruption, and every single category can and probably will have a different top seller in 10 years from now, right? And if you just know that, that is a fact. That is not my opinion. Every category changes. There are best sellers and people changing every single day. And if you know that, you say, why not me? Why
Exactly.
can I not be that person? And if you look at Zulay Kitchen at this point, we have 1,000 products. Me, myself, Aaron Cordovez, cannot guide every single product with the strategy, right? I don't have
Yeah.
1,000 staff. If I had 1,000
Possible.
staff and 1,000
Hey,
products,
we're broke.
you could say, yeah, I'll be broke. But like, then every product can have a full person with attention. When you start a
Yeah.
company, you have the advantage where you're one person and you're focused on one product. So you can do way more than
Mm.
I am going to do on a brand new product because you have more time, you have more energy, you have
Yeah.
that the force. And so when you know I can do something and I will do it, that is the first step. And then you say, which product am I going to do? Can I make this product better than what's out there? And if you do that, and then all you have to do is say, can I communicate what it does better than the next person? And if that's all you do, you have one product, one person. You have more resources than any other company basically in the planet because most people don't have one person for one product.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's key. I think we always fall into that mentality, and we see all the time across all the channels. People say, oh, it's too late to jump on Amazon because they see all these people with thousands of reviews and all of that. But the reality is that, yes, all of them have an opportunity to be disrupted. And especially if you really think outside the box, which I can tell you, there are so many things you can do nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
And that brings me to my next point, which is, what are some of those things you would say in 2024 people should be doing to actually disrupt a space? Are we talking here branding? Are we talking here patents? Are we talking here sourcing from different places outside of China? What are some of those things people can do to really make a difference and enter a category? Yeah.
Yeah. So when you look at a category, man, I'll tell you, I did a training, okay, because I'm recording this
Mm-hmm.
course, right? And
Yeah.
it's on my website. Actually, you can still sign up for it right now, even though it's not fully launched. Like it's still there. And a buddy of mine
Good.
from high school actually signed up for it. Okay. And in my course, I'll tell it right now. Like I don't care. I'm not like I'll talk about the strategy, but essentially, you make the same 20 products, and you're gonna rate. You're gonna see the top 3 sellers on a specific keyword. The trick is to find what I call the kindergarten keyword. The kindergarten
Mm-hmm.
keyword is the easy place you can win a fight. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we have, for example, lemon squeezer, right?
Yeah.
You may not beat me on lemon squeezer. You probably won't. But maybe you'll beat me on like citrus squeezer or orange juicer, because my thing's not really made for oranges. Okay. So you want to pick a fight with me for that product. You're not going to go after lemon squeezer because that's dumb, because I'll win. Right. Or mine is even a 2-in-1 lemon lime squeezer. You have no chance. But if you find like orange juicer and you make your thing orange and you put oranges all over it and your whole listing is all about oranges, well, then you are extremely relevant for that search term and you probably can beat me in that orange juicer category, right? So the way that you have to enter a category is find what is the search term. What is that kindergarten keyword that someone's going to type in, and it's going to be a kindergarten fight. You're not going to go to the UFC fight, dude. You want to fight in kindergarten. You want to fight somebody who's not ready for that keyword. You want to find where they're weakest, right? One example that I did, I almost didn't want to talk about it because it's such a good example. We're selling so much. So maybe I shouldn't say it. But let's just say it's a product that can do like 100 things. Yeah. Well, everybody's like a popcorn maker. Everybody wants it for popcorn maker, but maybe somebody like, I don't know, they pop almonds or something. I don't know, like roasting almonds. Yeah, nobody uses it for that. So what's happening is the listing doesn't show it. So you can have even the same exact product, but yours, the listing shows how you roast the almonds. And you use the same popcorn machine, but it literally roasts almonds. And you have almonds in your main image, and you have almonds in your second image. You have it in your title. Now, for the search term almond roaster, right? That's what you want to find, because you'll beat that. Nobody on the entirety of Amazon is promoting the product in that way. So you're actually the first to market. So it doesn't matter if the guy has 20,000 reviews. He doesn't talk about almonds until image number 6. Okay. Exactly. So you find the keyword you're going to go after. That's your niche, because on Amazon, it's all about the search. So find a search that the people have products that are not very relevant to it, right? Then you pick that one, you see the top 3 sellers, and you say, good, how relevant is it? How many reviews do they have? And how sexy is that listing? If it's not a sexy listing, well, even if it's a sexy listing, but it's not answering that keyword, you say, dude, this is good. This is a B item. This is A+. This is something I want to go after. And when you pick 20 or 25 products and you rate every single product in that way based on the keyword you want to go after, then you nail it down to 3, then you nail it down to 1, and that's the product. That is literally the entire thing that I'm teaching on my course. Now, someone signed up for it from my high school, and they said, hey, let me send you the list. They sent me the list, and I said, dude, these products are amazing. These products are fantastic. Like any of your top 4 products, you can launch any of those, and you'll probably be very successful, because the method works. There are these keywords you can find and these markets you can find just by looking. If you just look at like yoga ball, dude, you're screwed. Yoga ball, you'll never win. But you could get like, you could find, for example, like if you're going to launch a yoga ball, you say, you know, yoga ball for seniors with arthritis or something.
Exactly.
I don't know. Yeah. Right. And then it's like, good. The main image already has something about that. The second image, the title is talking about how it can improve your joints and this, and some studies said that. I don't know, whatever it is. And I'm not even saying it will improve it, or even if that's a keyword, I don't know. Yeah. But when you find that angle, you could win all of the sales, or a good percentage, 30% of the sales from people searching yoga ball for seniors, right? Because that's what your listing is like. So don't go after the main keyword. Niche down. That is the biggest key thing you have to know in 2023. Go after the kindergarten keywords.
Awesome. Now, when it comes to, of course, the product selection is super important, but something that I get asked a lot, and it goes side by side with this, is like, you can have an amazing product, but at the end of the day, it also comes down to how you launch it, right? Launching a product is like, can really make or break the business. You know, at high level, it would be curious to know right now with your brand, like, what are some of the methodologies you're using? What I mean by this, like, are you only launching products right now using only purely PPC? Are you using external traffic? Are you using a newsletter, like your email list? Like, tell me a little bit about what are some of those things that you see working for you when it comes to launching a product. Yeah.
Okay, you ready for a huge secret?
Yes, let's go, bro.
Okay. If you haven't surveyed with a poll, a survey, your main image versus a top seller's main image, and one, you might as well forget about launching a product. Don't even launch it. Okay.
Interesting.
That image and that thing is 80% of the battle. Getting the click, and the click is going to be that image. You're not going to have the reviews at the beginning. Your price, and your image, right? But your price, okay, you know, most people can lower their price and try to sell it. Yeah, you can always change it. But that image, if you survey it, so we did a launch. We did one of our most successful launches ever about a month ago. And
Mm-hmm.
we beat all the top guys, right? This is now what we're doing. For us to even launch a product, we have to win that survey. And it's
Okay.
changed everything. Where our success rate might have been 15% on products, right now our last 4 products have all succeeded, right? So I
Wow.
don't think we're going to have a 100% success rate. But
Yeah.
the launch process is not so much about how you launch promotion-wise. It's about how you're listing that main image, how that looks. If you're winning there, and you want to
Mm.
launch it, let's say at a break-even price, or very like making very little margin, 5% margin, 10% margin, break even. Sometimes if you have variations, you might even launch below break even. If you're at a very, very sexy price and your image will win, dude, whatever, almost any method you use to launch will work. Now, of course, you're going to need to spend on ads. Like, that's what we do. We do ads only. Okay. We really do
Okay.
ads only. We haven't done a single giveaway since, like, maybe I want to say March of 2020. We got a warning and we said, okay,
Yeah.
we've
That's it.
repented, and not any kind of giveaway of any sort of way. I don't care. Nobody is allowed to do that. If I have, like, everybody reads, like, anyway, zero any sort of crazy gray stuff, but our launches still work. Why? Because when you are ignoring the cheating, when you're ignoring the black hat, then you're forced, if you're going to succeed, to do the hard work. And the hard work is making the main image that's amazing. And sometimes you cannot win the main image unless your product looks sexy enough, right? Your product might be ugly. There's no way you're going to win. So we have 2 survey phases, right? We actually check for that. The product, we do what's called like the table test. Okay. We just put the top seller. We actually will buy the top seller's product, put it on the table, take a picture, and then put our product on the table and take a picture, like the sample or whatever production sample we have. And we survey and we ask the customer, what do they like? Okay. Without Photoshop, without anything, we don't take their main image. We first do that one. Because that'll tell you, that will tell you if the model that you have had is actually more attractive to customers. That's step 1. If you have that winning, then if you work on that image with the designer over and over, then you can win. Because if the product unphotoshopped can win, then it can also win after Photoshop. So we do 2 surveys at the model level to make sure that the model itself is sexy enough and attractive enough. The look of the product is so important. If it looks better than the top guy, perfect. That can go into production, everything else. Then before launch, you have to make sure that your touched up image, your rendering, whatever you do, also beats them. And if they beat them in both those ways, you've tested it, you have a very, very real chance of winning, because customers like your stuff, how it looks better.
Yeah, and I think something that I can strongly connect with this tip, which is amazing, by the way, is the fact that we have seen, even internally, when it comes to when you want to position a product, the Amazon takes a very close look at how you convert against the top sellers. Your conversion rate when you're running advertisement and everything, and it goes side by side with what you're saying. Like, if the conversion is out there, you're not getting the clicks. Like, you can have the best product in the world, but you're not gonna stick the landing, as we call it. Now, from the PPC perspective, we have seen that PPC every single day gets more and more competitive. Also, the cost per click goes up. At the same time, there are more strategies that you can do because Amazon keeps rolling out things in terms of placements and things along those lines. So what is one of the main advice you can give in terms of PPC? I know it can get very technical, but just to keep it brief for listeners, like, what are some of the things people need to be careful about, and some of the things that maybe you can provide in terms of tips in terms of PPC? Yeah.
The first tip is you need to learn the ads. You need to learn what the clicks are, your benchmarks for your category. Because if you trust somebody, like even trusting me, right? If you come and say, hey, Aaron, manage my PPC, because Samurai Seller, we actually manage PPC, and you know nothing about it. Not that it would happen with us, because obviously we're actually pretty good at it, okay? But let's say you assume it's pretty good, but maybe that day we had a change and we had a new manager and that person made a mistake or something, and you came on and we had a poor performance. There's no way, if you don't know how to read the metrics, the statistics,
you will never know.
the reports, you're going to say, well, my product is failing because my PPC management agency. No, they won't. You won't even say it. But maybe we were doing a terrible job, right? Whoever it is, whoever is the best agency on the planet can make mistakes. This is a human industry. So they might have 100 clients and you might trust them. It might be a buddy of yours from high school or whatever, and they're doing a terrible job. We just bought a brand. We bought a brand. Okay, we just closed on it, and I'm not even joking. There was a campaign. Okay, there was a campaign. This is ridiculous. Okay, it had 2,000% ACOS.
Wow, great.
They spent $40,000 and spent
crazy.
almost 40,000 and made like, I want to say 4,000 in sales, or no, 2,000 in sales. There was 1,100 in sales, 40,000 in ad spend. I go, and I said, hey, how did you find this person? How did you find this agency that was managing it? And they said, oh, it's a good friend of mine that really knows ads.
Oh my God.
They're a pro. Yeah. They really know advertising extremely well. And I go, oh my
God.
This is unbelievable. Now, there was a glitch. Somehow that account got charged over $1,000 per click, which is above the maximum for like, wow. I think $8,000 of that was 8 clicks or something. So, or 4 clicks. So again, it should have, instead of been 1,800 ACOS, it would have been more like maybe 1,200 ACOS. But still, that's obviously like, it's still ridiculous. Anyway, but how somebody's so bad at ads that literally Amazon's like, I'm going to just charge them money. I don't know how that worked. But the point is this. If you try, I know a person who's selling over 100 million a year on Amazon, and still they're on their ads every single day. Okay. If you're if you're under $1 million in sales and you have an ad agency, I don't know what you're spending your time on, unless this is a side gig. You're not expecting to be like serious about it and like make it be big. Cool. You gave it to an agency, and you like an agency. A lot of times they're good at kind of keeping it where it is, maybe increasing a little bit. But when you're going to go like big, you need to understand it and probably do it yourself. And if you've done it yourself, then you know how to manage then an agency and how to pick a good one and how to see the performance and get reports. And like now I don't manage my ads myself. I do, like this morning I was changing some ads and I still am regularly in there. Maybe like 2-3 times a week. I like go in there and I check things and I do it and I say, hey, what's up with this? And give some strategy. Exactly. I'm still in there. All right. And we're almost at 9 figures. Now, if you just trust somebody, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. It's like trusting somebody with the quality of your product, right? Like you wouldn't say, okay, I don't need to do an inspection. I don't need to test my product. Like I trust you. Why would you not do that with a factory, but then you do that with ads? So you need to know it yourself. That's the first step. Second step is ads can scale your product. Okay. That's what they're for. When your product works, if your product is profitable, if your product is doing well, you can multiply its success with the ads. Okay. If your product is not profitable, if no one's clicking on it, if it has bad reviews, you will not fix it with the ads. All the ads do is basically a multiplier, right? And a multiplier, but it's not like, let's say you're not going to maybe double it. Like you're not going to put this, some money and then just double it. Well, you can, but it won't be a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning if it's very good and it's, let's say, making, I don't know, $500 profit in a day, $100 profit in a day, make it easier, $100 profit in a day. If you put in $100 in ads, you maybe are not going to make $300 in profit, because the ad sales typically are going to be harder to make profit than organic, because organic is like you're already there. The ad sales will be a little bit harder. So if you're not profitable on the organic, right, with very low bids, very low budget, something like that, you're not going to scale it. You have to be profitable at a low spend. And then the trick with the ads is you can go, okay, this product is working. This product is making profit. Make sure you have inventory. You get 3 months inventory, 6 months inventory. You get a lot of inventory for that product. Then you want to turn that switch up, and then you put the video ads, the headline ads, the video on ASIN ads. You want to put, the display ads. You want to put the TV. You want to put all sorts of ads, and you could multiply your spend, by 3 times, 4x, and be more profitable. But it's not going to be like it'll cost you a bit more. Is all I'm saying. Yeah. Like you need to be prepared to win with very little ads, and if the product's very much winning, that's your perfect product to spend a bunch of money on ads. Not the product that's dying and like, hey, let me save it with ads. It typically doesn't work that way.
Yeah, in fact, I see that mistake all the time. People think that ads is the savior of the product, and sometimes what they do is they go downwards on the spiral of debt. Basically they just keep pumping more money into a product that they think the issue is traffic, but realistically the issue is just the product itself, the foundation, and they just get stick with it, and that's why we see so many people struggling and not moving to the next one, the next product. Now, to start concluding, I will say in 2024, right, with everything going on and fees going up and so on, what would be one of the other tips you will give for people to get ready to ride this year? I mean, because things are getting tougher, and we see that all the time. If you jump on LinkedIn, there are so many blogs right now talking about what is going to happen this year with the new fees and all of that. So what is your take on that? Like, how a new seller could prepare for that to be ready this year? Yeah.
So the thing is about for a new seller, man, ignore the noise, dude. Ignore that noise. Some people telling us too hard and this and the fees. When I started this lemon squeezer, I was so new and so bad that I thought my fees were double what they were. So
wow.
So that like the dashboard, when it gives you your referral fee, it bases it on or now it's been fixed, but I think it only fixed it 2 years ago. It used to have like the your price. You have a your price, which is like your list price, your MSRP, and then you have your sale price, right? So I think my list price originally was like $20, and my sale price was $9 or something like that. But at $9.99, it showed me the full fee. So I thought Amazon was going to take like almost $6 out of every sale, right? At $9.99. And I said, wow, I need to be so efficient. I just thought the fees, I just thought like it's so high and my margin needs to be so big. And it was actually good. It was good for me to think like the fees were higher because I thought I was almost just a little bit better than break even, but I was actually making good money, right? Because I thought it was worse. But what that does when there's a lot of fees, all that tells you, it's a message to tell you to be extra efficient and to have a very good product that you will be able to be very profitable on. Because if your profit is, I don't know, 20% or something on a product, 30%, 50%, whatever it is, and you have extra fees, good, it's going to go from 50 to 40, 48 or 47 or 45.
Yeah.
But it won't kill your product. If your product's at 5% margin, you're already at a loss, dude. If you have 5% margin, it means you failed. Like you can't make a company where your product margin is 5%. It won't work. So as long as you're focusing on a product that is valuable to the market enough to have a price that makes sense for you, a bit of fees, it might be a little bit tough. But all it means is that you have to focus on the basics stronger. So I would say ignore all the noise. Ignore, the fees is, yes. Should you make your products a little bit smaller? Absolutely. Should you check your fee tiers and really be knowledgeable of how those tiers work? Yes, we just actually reworked one of our products to be in a lower tier, and it's going to make a lot more profit this year. Okay. Good. Even with the increases, when you can make things smaller, vacuum seal. I don't know. If you can make things smaller, it's always good and it'll give you better when there's more fees. But the truth is, if a 2% increase in fees is going to break your company, then you are very unstable in the first place. So I don't know. Just
it makes sense.
Stop reading the people telling you it's too hard. Stop.
And at the end of the day, I think what also this is making is that the whole market is getting stabilized in the sense that it's not side hustle anymore. Like this is business 101, and I think the era of just seeing this as a thing you do after work, just as a side thing, half an hour per week is over. And I think people is really real and put the sweat and tears into this. It's really gonna come on top, and we see it every day with all the successful sellers that you and me know personally. So Aaron, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm sure people might be wondering, you briefly mentioned your agency as well in terms of PPC. So tell me a little bit about that in case they want to reach out. And then also tell us if people want to reach out to you personally to ask any questions related to selling on Amazon. Yeah.
Perfect. So Samurai Seller, that's our software, right? We do profit tracking. We do Amazon ad management. And you just go to samuraiseller.com and there's like a contact form there if you're interested in that. Or you know what? Just you can message me directly. I'm on LinkedIn a lot, X or Twitter. I'm on any social media. You just type Aaron Cordovez, you'll find me. And the big thing that I'm really gonna it will be released this year is my course. I have a massive course. So right now I have a mini course. It's basically just like mindset and like general concepts. That's aaroncordovez.com/start. Right. So you start with me. But when you come on there, you'll be on the list when the big course gets released. It's going to be extremely affordable because I want people to have a chance to go through what I did. And in fact, we love to buy companies. We're buying companies, kitchen companies,
Nice.
supplement companies, skincare companies on my website, aaroncordovez.com/exit. Like if you want to sell your company, if you're already a successful seller and start over again. It's amazing. You'll see people flip. They make a company, sell it, make another one with that capital, sell it bigger,
I know.
sell it bigger. It's a
It's
crazy
crazy.
cycle, and I love this. So, question is, you can reach out to me, Instagram, on LinkedIn, whatever. I get back to almost everybody, and don't ask me for a call, because I'm not gonna
Exactly.
get on a call with a random stranger. Unless
Yeah.
you want to go and do like a coaching, okay? aaroncordovez.com/coaching. You could book a call with me, but that'll be a paid call. Like a
Yep.
message I could do it at nighttime, before going to bed, answer some messages. That's cool. Very open to that all the time. And I even if you send me your listing, I'll look at it and like give you feedback. It's no problem.
Awesome, Aaron. So thank you so much. And wish you all the best. And I'm looking forward to see your upcoming events, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you for everything.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
hey, hold on before you go, dude. What have
Yeah.
you been up to, man? Tell me
Oh,
about what you're excited for this year, bro. What's up with you?
man, this year for me is for the agency is gonna be crazy. Like in terms of the team itself is growing very fast. So just as of now, before this episode was bringing more people to the team. We're going more and more internationally in terms of going to new regions to support brands to jump on Amazon. We also do Walmart. I think you know that, and we just open a new partnership with Alibaba. So we're helping brands to do B2B as well. So a lot of exciting
Oh,
things, man. Yeah, you're gonna see more of my face around the states this year as well. So I'm sure we're gonna have some fun together. Yeah.
awesome, man. Awesome. And then do you hire anybody in Venezuela or no?
Yes, I already have 3 people. Yeah.
Okay, I have we did a big hiring thing. I have a bunch of people. If you want to check out like
Mm,
video people and stuff like that, I can send you
sure.
some applicants that we didn't hire. So
Yeah. Yeah. Send me that, and I'm happy to have it, man. Yeah.
sweet, brother.
But it's been a pleasure, man, to have you. I appreciate your time. I know you have a busy schedule, so thank you for making it. And yes, as I told you, next week I'm going to Miami, so hopefully I can see you there, man.
Brilliant, brother. All right, man.
Yeah. Have a nice
Adios.
one.
Mucho
Take
gusto.
care. You
Ciao.
too,
Bye.
man. Bye bye.